Hello and welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Aubrey Aquino. Andy's Orchards is preserving a farm family's legacy with stone fruits like cherries and apricots right here in the Silicon Valley.
At the southern tip of the Silicon Valley is Morgan Hill, known for its Mediterranean climate and historically an area hub for farming.
We moved here in 1958 and we had a small farm in Cupertino. And traditionally, in the Santa Clara Valley where we're located, we grew apricots and prunes for drying. And those were commodity crops. These dry fruits were sold all over the world. And when we moved here, there was probably about 30 other family farms existing in the area, mostly growing these commodity crops. Eventually, most of them just went out of business and they sold out to development. Our family decided that we're going to stick it out, but we had to make changes. And so we started testing different varieties, and first we started planting cherries, and then we started with peaches and nectarines and market plums, and we continued. So now we have one of the largest collections of all kinds of stone fruits in the whole state. When we first got here, it was only 2,000 people, now it's 44,000. So it is a bedroom community for Silicon Valley. And everywhere I look where there used to be farms, it's housing development. So to see this, many people are surprised. And oftentimes they'll say, we didn't even know you existed here. And they've been living here for several years. Well, we're kind of one of the best kept secrets locally, but then we are very well known as well.
Andy's Orchard is not only maintaining its ground, they're also cultivating fruits which are about as rare as the remaining family farms in the Santa Clara Valley.
Some of them are very unusual and rare, and because hardly anybody grows them or even wants to grow them, we have sometimes an exclusive market for these different varieties. We also use artisanal growing methods. What I mean by that is it's more of a hands-on, kind of an old-fashioned way of producing fruit. We're blessed with what we call the Goldilocks climate in California. It's not too hot and not too cold, and it allows the fruit to stay on the tree much longer than in more warmer climates. So it allows the fruit to get riper and become higher in quality. And so that's what makes us a little bit different than the other varieties. It'll be tart, but it'll have juice, it'll have some flavor. Now, that will only get better and better and better. You know, we may be biding our time, but in the meantime, we have a niche market, much better off than the farms that have gone by the wayside. There's economies of scale. There's small farms just growing commodity fruit, and we had to specialize, and so we're better off. We can hang in there as long as we can. However, Silicon Valley has its own economic forces, and sooner or later we may have to just give up, but we're doing our best to survive. These are survival strategies.
So far, the strategy is paying off, and fruit from this orchard is coveted by people from near and far.
I think I'm most proud of the fact that people, when they bite into our fruit, they say, I've never experienced anything this good. Secondly, is the fruit that we developed ourselves. We are also hybridists. It's like we're a small farm, but we have like our own R&D department, and we develop new varieties and we select them for flavor. And when people bite into those and they say, this is something unique, it's really special, and I've never tasted anything like this, it's quite satisfying.
Another factor in the farm's longevity are the dedicated people who keep it growing.
Yeah, we have a different mindset here. We have a resident population of employees that have been here for a long time. We have some that have worked for us for 40, 45 years, and they know the orchard as much as we do. They live here. They have a commitment to the farm. They don't have to be retaught every year because they've been here for so long, and they have a really great experience in the farming methods that I want to use for growing this special fruit.
And when asked which fruit is his favorite,
you see a lot of them in the market that are this color, and they call that fire engine red. I have a partiality to stone fruits. I mean, I love a good apricot, I love a good cherry, nectarines are great. They're all great. It kind of reinforces what I'm doing, because I like to eat the fruit that I grow.
Now for a Bountiful Spotlight.
Today is the pancake breakfast. We've been doing this since 1954.
Pancakes for sale.
It's part of Rodeo Week. This is the 77th annual Reading Rodeo. And today we're gonna have about 10,000 people downtown on Market Street.
Pancakes go better with a smile. Keep those smiles on.
It's a really big deal because Market Street for many years was actually a downtown mall. And we just redeveloped this area about in the last 5 years. And so it's nice to have these streets back open again. And we're right in the heart of Reading. It's a long time tradition and we're super excited to be here today.
I love it. This is towards the end of our wrap up of promoting the Reading Rodeo.
Is that enough? Thank you, appreciate it.
We have several events through the week. It's been going on for a little over 70 years. The key is all that we do is free. So the pancake breakfast helps us financially to pay for those things so the members of our community can enjoy it at no cost.
I think what makes Reading really special is that we have a lot of community pride. So we have a lot of people that are coming down, they want to take part of what we're doing. Reading is the biggest city north of Sacramento, and we're really the hub for a lot of areas. So people from Palo Cedro, Shasta Lake, French Gulch, they're all coming into town. And we just love it. We love our traditions in Reading, and we love to come out and support each other. And what's better than having breakfast with 10,000 of your closest friends? So it's a really cool event.
I've been coming to the breakfast forever, pretty much all my life. It's an annual event that we do in Reading, and a lot of people I see, this is the only time I ever see them is when I come to the breakfast. And the nice thing about the breakfast is you can see your friends without getting beer spilled on you.
The only good ones are here. Get over.
We have about 34 club members, and we rely on our wives and volunteers to handle what you see going on behind us here. We start at 5 o'clock, it's 5 hours long, 10,000 people.
As far as we know, this is the biggest pancake breakfast in the country.
Whatever proceeds we get from this goes back into the community through law enforcement. We are affiliated with the Sheriff's Office, and we highly support not only them, but RPD, Search and Rescue, and the veterans of our community as well.
Well, they're gonna serve 10,000 people, and everybody gets about 2 pancakes, so over 20,000 pancakes are gonna be served this morning.
Actually, the first apparatus they used to mix the batter back then was a concrete mixer, and they served about 125 people when this first started. So obviously it has grown, and 10,000 is kind of the highest number that we've had.
Everybody attends this event. People that live downtown, all of our local politicians, our mayor, city council, supervisors, our sheriff, police chief, everybody and anybody comes and attends this event. It's only $5 for breakfast, so it's probably the best deal in town this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy your breakfast.
This is, to a degree, such an ongoing event. We've had generations of family coming here to enjoy this. Pancakes and sausage, you can't go wrong.
Coming up on California Bountiful, a chef whose menu is the very definition of garden to table.
This one is grown particularly for its texture, especially in the summertime, and it just makes it really crisp and refreshing.
And up next, time to make it rain with the intelligent use of water.
California Bountiful is brought to you by the California Farm Bureau.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services companies. Like, he's so much more than Saquon Barkley.
I'm also Staycon Barkley.
Oh man, it struck my uniform. Whoever did.
Calm in, stress out.
I'll never remember all this.
Relax, Rook. When things get intense, we get incense. What a nice cleansing surprise.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
When you choose California Grown, you're a part of something good. Sound too good to be true? Not at all. It sounds responsible. We lead the nation in sustainable measures, plus some of the highest worker pay and protections. It sounds diverse, with 400 plus specialty crops produced statewide. And it sounds fresh, because it was grown right here. Learn more at californiagrown.org.
Join me, Gary Sack, on the Voice of California Agriculture podcast, an insightful look into what's happening in the world of agriculture, from how crops and farmers are faring to legislative and regulatory issues, plus other farm and food news. It's our time to talk about all of it. What are the implications of foreign investment in the U.S. farmland? Find us today at Apple Podcast, Spotify, and California Farm Bureau's website, the Voice of California Agriculture podcast, where California agriculture speaks.
This segment is brought to you by Rainbird.
Orton Englehart was quite interesting in what he was able to accomplish and what he did, and didn't realize it was a big deal at all.
He probably in some sort of way was a kind of a genius ahead of his time, and a kind of a misfit in that sense. And so you go over in a corner and tinker. And I shouldn't call it tinkering because it's more important than that.
John Englehart, who was Orton's father, came to Glendora and learned about growing trees. That was kind of what started, I think, the interest of the Englehart family in the citrus area.
Well, in Glendora, it was a farming community, mainly citrus crops, and everyone pretty much knew each other.
My dad's father was a cousin to Orton. My memories of him are kind of vague because he was very shy. He was an only child. He loved the nature and agriculture. He loved growing things, and he loved experimenting. You know, obviously he experimented with a better way to get water to the trees.
In Glendora, the rainfall was irregular, and they had to use groundwater, so they had to pump. And so there was a cost to the oil or the gas required to pump to push the water through the system out to the sprinklers. And Orton was trying to, I think, reduce his cost for farming. And so what he did was he figured out a way through his tinkering to make the sprinklers distribution uniformity more even, so that way he had less water to pump. He was trying to solve a problem he heard from someone. Orton cared about these people and the fact that this was something that was really kind of bothersome. And then he wanted to make sure that there was some sort of solution in the works for it. So I think that's why he gave Clem and Mary the ability to go sell those sprinklers, because he thought other farmers can use this to solve their problems. And although he didn't want to have to do it, he knew that they could get out and actually provide it to people.
When you look at Orton Englehart's original design of the impact sprinkler, in those early designs, you could see, he was a tinkerer, because he took what he had available to him and was able to make prototypes that he could test and then iterate to make it better.
The first sprinkler that he did was a full circle sprinkler, and then he came back with a second patent, which was for a part circle sprinkler. And a part circle sprinkler would be one that it could stop anywhere from 20 degrees to 340 degrees. And so that was a type of sprinkler they might use in a corner of a field or along an edge of a field.
If you look at Orton's patents, he has obviously a patent on the impact sprinkler, but he has several other patents. And these patents were all issued over like the next 10 or 15 years. And so he had a pretty long relationship with developing products for Rainbird. I think also what made him successful was the fact that, he's working with his friend, Clem Lefetra, and he would show Orton's versions of the impact sprinkler to growers and bring back feedback. Orton ultimately perfected this impact sprinkler, and it was Rainbird's first product that Clem Lefetra founded Rainbird with.
Many of the people in town used Rainbird sprinklers. I'm pretty sure as time went on, they all did.
If Orton was around today and he walked in, he would be amazed at how fast we can build prototypes and test them and iterate.
He had a vision of problems he could solve, and through that he was able to create something that changed an industry.
Just ahead, all the pretty flowers make for a blooming plate of goodness.
So I have our beautiful pink dianthus here. It's gonna add such a pop of color.
But first, a thriving farm school in the Central Valley. Learn what makes this FFA chapter truly California grown.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services companies, too. Just like I'm so much more than Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. I want everyone here to know that you, too, can be so much more.
So I could be a chef.
Sure can.
Marine biologist?
Follow your dream.
NFL quarterback.
Kind of a niche skill set, but I believe in you. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
The California Farm Bureau has protected the diverse agricultural interests in the Golden State for over a century. As part of the California Farm Bureau, you'll add your voice to the combined strength of over 34,000 farmers, ranchers, and families through our state. That means more connections, more influence, and more opportunity to fight for the issues that impact your life. With your support behind us, California Farm Bureau's robust government affairs, federal policy and farm pact, and legal teams work tirelessly to advocate at all levels of government, protecting and promoting our shared way of life. Together, California Farm Bureau and our members are standing up for farmers, ranchers, and families throughout the Golden State every day, working to cultivate a bountiful future for all Californians.
California Grown Spotlight.
We're at Madera South High School on the Ag Department farm, or the Ag Lab out here. I'm an agriculture teacher here. I've been teaching here for this is my 21st year, and we're out today working with my students that are in our crops cooperative. And SAE is a supervised agricultural experience, so it can be anything. A lot of our students work on farms or work in hardware stores or work in a welding shop or anywhere else. We have some students that are involved in animal projects. We have some students that are also involved in research. So there's a little bit of everything for everyone.
My name is Sally Madris. I am currently the chapter reporter. I'm involved in 2 different SAEs. I'm involved in raising and showing market rabbits in local county fairs. And I'm also involved in communications. The thing that I like most about FFA is all the opportunities it has and all the skills it's taught me. I was never able to public speak before this, but now I don't get nervous talking in front of people, and it's something I truly do and love. Another thing is I love animals, and I have never had the opportunity to really connect with an animal as much as FFA has allowed me to.
In our program, we have many opportunities for kids to get involved, and they're involved in more than just the hands-on side of agriculture. The leadership is such an important part of it. All of our projects, all of our leadership activities, everything else, it's all developing students that are responsible, hardworking, educated, informed on agriculture and agriculture issues, and it's just making them to where they're hopefully really well-rounded and responsible so that when they leave here, they're successful in whatever they choose.
A skill that I think is really important that FFA really helped me develop is working in a team. It's something that I personally really struggle with because I'm really stubborn. I'm like, oh, I can do it myself. You don't have to help me. But it really taught me to really work with other people, and really know that people are there to support me and really just work as a team. Another thing is my time management skills. Definitely learning that I should be doing things before and there's timelines, or really working with my time management skills is a skill that I think I will use for the rest of my life.
Ag education in California is super important. I was fortunate that I grew up on a family farm, so I've been involved in it my entire life. Grew up in 4-H and FFA. I wouldn't be where I am without it, but there's many people that go to the grocery store and they don't know what it took to get that steak that they pick up and put in their basket. They don't know how many hours or how much labor it went into that peach they pick up from the produce aisle. It's super, super important that people basically understand what it is that agriculture does, and that they are kind of aware of the issues that are out there, things like water and other issues that are so important to California, and they're able to understand what it is that people in agriculture do.
After the break, an Orange County chef is drawing inspiration from her backyard garden and plating it up for her restaurant's menu. We'll be right back.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're also one of America's largest financial services companies. Like he's so much more than Saquon Barkley.
I'm also Stay Calm Barkley.
Oh, man, he struck my uniform. Whoever did...
Calm in, stress out.
I'll never remember all this.
Relax, Rook. When things get intense, we get incense. What a nice cleansing surprise.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Are you looking to uncover more of the bounty of California's rich, diverse, and delicious food and wine scene? Then it's time to get social with us. Find even more great content from farm to fork and everything in between, like recipes, behind the scenes, on food and wine tours, plus useful info on what's good for you and so much more. Join an engaging community of like-minded foodies and tell us what great story ideas you have for us, too. So what are you waiting for? Get in on the conversation now. Find, follow, and talk to us on social at CA Bountiful. Hey everybody, right now I am in the gorgeous backyard garden of an Orange County chef, and she uses the beauty you see here as inspiration for the dishes on her menu.
Executive Chef Jessica Roy finds inspiration in her backyard garden. Born and bred in Orange County, she enjoys celebrating fresh California flavors in her cuisine.
These are the signature flower of my restaurant, the viola. I love a deep purple. I think it's so beautiful on the plate.
In fact, this chef brings a true garden-to-table experience to the guests of her restaurant, 608 Dahlia, where many of the garnishes and herbs are hand-picked from her homegrown backyard oasis.
These are really fun. At the restaurant, I'll pick these, especially on weekends, and like people are like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. And I go to tables and talk to people, and they're like, never did I think I could eat a flower, but you made me do it. My name is Jessica Roy. I'm the executive chef owner of 608 Dahlia Restaurant in Corona Del Mar, California. Today I'm so excited. I'm showing you how to make one of my favorite dishes that's actually on my current menu, and it's a beautiful steak and salad. So the first thing we did today to make this beautiful salad is we started in the garden, and I picked beautiful lettuces that were perfectly ripe and ready to be picked. So I've iced them down in water. I washed them first, and I've iced them in this water so they get nice and extra crisp. And so I'm just gonna take them out of the water and put them into one of my favorite tools in the kitchen, and that's a salad spinner. And this helps get all the moisture out, and really to me just helps get the water off those leaves to perk them up nice and beautiful so they're ready for the plate. Into the spinner. And then spin, spin, spin. Now's the fun part, and we get to arrange everything. So pick your favorite platter. I picked the one that's shaped like lettuce because why not? And now we're just gonna take all the leaves and we're just gonna plate it nice and beautiful. And you can trim them up if they're a little too long, just to kind of fit like a half moon shape almost in the bowl. That looks pretty good. And then the next thing I do is I like to just season it just initially and get all the salt just kind of in some of those cracks, and pepper. We're just gonna slice these beautiful cherry tomatoes right in half, still warm from the sun. And then you're just gonna garnish. And when I garnish or add everything, all my ingredients to my plate, I really like to it to reflect my style here in California, and I like to think of it as like a very relaxed, you know, beautiful kind of vibe. So I don't get too fussy with placing things. And then I have some gorgeous house pickled red onions that give a little citrus and acid pop to the dish. I love salads to have lots of different flavor and texture in it. And then the next thing I'll do is we'll dress it up a little bit. So I have some really nice homemade buttermilk ranch. And then I'm just gonna drizzle some of this really nice dressing on top. And then beautiful watermelon radishes, so crisp. I shave them and then put them in a little ice water so they get nice and crisp. Little blue cheese here for richness. So our steak has been resting. The key, I think, to making really good quality, you know, meat that's delicious and juicy is starting with a good type of meat. I'll start with my first layer there. Salt and pepper, and finishing with olive oil, all of my favorite things. And I have this beautiful garden chimichurri here that's got parsley, oregano, chives, and one of my favorite ingredients, which is a touch of oregano and chili pepper in there. So just a little bit of spice and some sherry vinegar. And we're just gonna kind of drizzle that all over the steak. And then now is the fun part where we get to garnish with all of the fun, beautiful things that we picked from the garden. And then fresh dill. Getting that dill in there like we picked earlier. And this goes all over the salad. Just be generous with it. And then the fun part is gonna be decorating with all of our beautiful flowers. So I have our beautiful pink dianthus here. Just gonna add such a pop of color. Put however many you're comfortable with. Beautiful violas. Handy dandy nasturtiums. You can put them on whole as a real wow factor, or you can take their leaves and just do a couple leaves. They're very peppery, so I think they add a nice little pop of flavor here. And this is my beautiful steak salad.
And that's going to do it for this edition of California Bountiful. Remember, you can always find all our episodes online at californiabountiful.com. Until next time, take care and have a great week.